Hello, and welcome to the third episode of the Role Model Interview. Firstly, I would like to extend my gratitude to the DEPWD and ISLRTC for collaborating with ISH and facilitating the Deaf Role Model Interview series. So, do you know who is the third role model? Hold on, do you know who is Mother Teresa? Despite her death, she remains a renowned figure known for her charitable work. Mother Teresa helped rehabilitate around 2,000 prostitutes into better, dignified lives. The deaf community has a woman who is just like Mother Teresa. This woman is deaf. She is deaf and has Usher syndrome. She is currently the vice president of NAD. Do you know who she is? She is Geeta Sharma. Here she is. Hello. Thank you, ISH, for inviting me for such an important interview. It's our pleasure. Briefly, tell us about your area of work. I work in the Ministry of Petroleum, a government body. I live in Haryana's Gurgaon. Wonderful. Let me tell you why we wanted to include you in our Deaf Role Model Series interview. The reason is a while back, I think in January 2024, there was a deaf event in Kolkata. A day earlier, the deaf organizers were busy assigning rooms to the participants. That's when I saw Geeta with the women's delegation requesting an extra room. They all had sufficient rooms, and I wondered why she needed an extra room. When I asked my friend, they explained that she wanted an extra room where people could privately discuss their problems with her. I was stunned. I had never seen anything like that, which is why I wanted to interview her. Finally, she agreed. I am happy to have the opportunity to interview her. People across India have been waiting for this. Thank you. Were you born deaf with Usher syndrome? No. No? No, not from birth. Till the time I got married and had a kid, I could see clearly, and my vision was good, even at a distance. The problem was that when deaf people would wave and call me, I couldn't notice that. People advised me not to have tunnel vision like a horse and to practice the use of my peripheral vision. Despite this, I was not able to see it. I had no idea I had Usher syndrome because I had never seen anyone with it before. I knew about the deaf blind, but I found out about Ushers very late. I felt bad when people called me names and said I was arrogant for not noticing them. But I wasn't. My vision issues led people to think negatively of me since I didn't know the reason. A friend recommended an eye checkup. I even fell a few times. That's when I went to the doctor for a checkup. I asked the doctor if he could resolve the issue. The doctor said that this condition is untreatable and my vision would keep decreasing. When I asked what it was, he said it was Usher syndrome. After researching, I learned I would eventually lose my vision, which worried me and drained my morale. I was okay with being deaf, but I didn't want to be deaf and blind. The thought of more suffering left me feeling demotivated. I then spoke to people with Usher syndrome. They too were demotivated and stayed at home. I didn't want this. I would get angry thinking about my future. After a lot of thinking, I had a discussion with the NAD team. I suggested we host a workshop on ushers and invite those confined to their homes as it is important to boost their morale. Everyone agreed and we conducted the workshop. NDC NAD welcomed Ravneet Kaur. She spoke about her experiences. People looked up to her and felt motivated. After a lot of searching, I met Sunil Abbas, who too was losing his vision, but I wondered how, despite that, he was so strong. He told me that he is independent and travels as well. That's when I remembered Helen Keller. That time there was no accessibility. How did she manage? She was very determined and never gave up. She was very strong. Her teacher supported her. But we have accessibility now, so why should I be rejected? That's when I decided to forget everything and kept fighting for myself. Despite my problems, I persevered. A big applause to you. Despite having ushers and difficulty in seeing at night, you are always positive and have always confidently helped women. I really love your story. Thank you. How are you so strong and confident despite having Usher syndrome? Before I was diagnosed with Usher syndrome, I was confident. After my diagnosis, I felt discouraged like others with Ushers, but I realized that dwelling on losing my vision was wrong and chose to be strong. People think I can't walk at night. No, everything is possible. I just walk slowly, I don't sign while walking, and I'm careful. If I have to travel somewhere far, my friends help. Simple. If I'm not active, I will lose the spirit to live. You have a job, you are married, have kids, a family, and you also help women who are suffering and solve their marital problems. Who inspired you to do this? I was always very passionate. I always liked doing this because while I was growing up, my school was very far from my house. Very far. To drop me in the morning and then pick me up, everything was difficult. The school was near my father's shop, and our house help would pick me up by cycle, assaulting me on the way home. I was deeply disturbed and asked my parents to remove him, but they did not want me to travel alone. It was difficult for me to be honest. I thought that if I were honest in fear, my parents would never let me go anywhere. I wanted to roam freely, so I got angry and kept demanding my parents to remove him. After much insistence, they removed him from the job. My parents said they would accompany me, but I stressed that I could travel myself. I thought there was no point in being honest. So I kept this bottled inside of me. My father's shop closed at around 8 or 9 p.m. School ended at 4 p.m. and I would roam around until 9 p.m. It was a very dangerous area, but I didn't know that. I wandered happily without a care. That time I came across two tall men. I was very young. Both of them held my hand. I had no idea what was happening as they took me to a shady area and I sensed something bad was about to happen. While they held my hand, I gathered my courage and somehow managed to slip past them and reach the shop. Once again, I was not honest and told my father all was fine. He took me home and I kept it all inside of me. I never wanted to be trapped at home and hence never informed about any accident or incident. It was always my habit to avoid burdening others with my worries. I kept everything bottled up inside. When deaf people started sharing their issues with me, helping them came naturally to me. How old were you when this happened? I was around 13 years old. She kept such a bad experience bottled up inside of her, but it has made her such a positive and a brave person. A huge applause. Thank you. Do you think deaf women must learn self-defense? Learning self-defense can help you overcome obstacles. Self-defense strengthens you and frees you from fear so that you can protect yourself. I panicked at first, but I learned to protect myself. Whenever anything happened, I was ready. One must learn. Yes, amazing. Who is your role model that inspired you? At different stages of life, I had different role models. When I was a student, I was very fond of Mahatma Gandhi. Near my school was the Mahatma Gandhi Museum. Museum, yes. I liked going there whenever I got the time. I would look at the pictures and the stories. His belief in peace truly resonated with me. After I got married, it was Mother Teresa. I heard many stories about Mother Teresa, how she came from abroad to India and dedicated her life to helping the poor. I thought it was impossible, but she did it. There's a beautiful quote by her: if you judge people, you have no time to love them. So she was my second role model. After that, it was disability advocate Javed Abiti. He was a brave man. I thought, being rich, he would leave the country and go. He sacrificed his life and said that he would work till he died. I decided to be like him and sacrifice. I'm doing well. I have a job, I have everything, but I'm not interested in all this. I love giving all my to the deaf community. It makes me happy. Wow. You have helped women across India. Can you share a frightening story of a deaf woman in distress and how you helped her? In a deaf girls' school, students between the age of 13 and 21 were being sexually assaulted and raped by the teachers and the principal. They couldn't communicate, teachers weren't teaching, and the students couldn't even write. They did nothing but stay in the hostel. This kept going on. Fortunately, a deaf person joined the school who was very brave. When the deaf teacher noticed the kids couldn't sign, she taught them some basic sign language and all the kids enjoyed it. One girl was in a lot of pain and requested the person to stay the night in the hostel. The teacher agreed. The girl did not reveal what was paining, so the deaf teacher assumed it was because of food. The deaf teacher noticed that a few deaf girls were missing and was suspicious, but shrugged it off. Late at night, a few deaf girls were sitting outside, and when they were brought in, the deaf teacher was shocked to see the state of their clothes. The deaf person encouraged them to be brave and open up. Finally, they revealed everything. The deaf teacher was furious and started thinking how to solve this. On going back home the next day, the deaf teacher narrated the entire incident to her mother, who took her to a police officer friend and told her the incident as well. The officer was ready to support only if the victims were ready to come forward. Since the girls were very afraid, the officer said it is better if the woman becomes a witness. A sting operation was organized. The teachers and the principal were caught red handed. Students were sent home and the school was sealed. Newspapers published articles on this. When the news was published in the newspapers in Delhi and Haryana, I was called along with my team. We were asked how we could support the victims and get them justice. A deaf man offered to help, but the victims would have felt more comfortable with a female. No one came forward, so I was asked to help. I hesitated as I didn't know how to tackle such a situation. While talking to them, they asked me why I was scared in helping other deaf when I was deaf too. They reassured me and told me that they would fully support me. That's when I gained the confidence. Nad insisted on calling me Women's Secretary and even gave me a visiting card with that title and Nad's logo. I could show this to the police to gain access. Once me and my team reached the police station, we demanded the teachers and the principal be jailed. The police demanded proof. I insisted I was the women's secretary, but the parents refused, too afraid to agree. A total of 9 girls were raped. I was not allowed to meet 4 girls. The girls didn't know sign language and the parents hesitated. I urged them to act and alerted them that such crimes would continue nationwide. That's when they agreed to let me talk to the girls. I used gestures to communicate and a court representative recorded statements. I struggled to communicate effectively with the girls, so I relied on gestures. I laid down and used hand gestures to ask about the sexual assault. The girls understood right away, their statements were recorded, and the case was filed. The culprits received 7 years in jail. Why did the other parents refuse to file a case or come forward? The reason is that they feared it would damage their daughters' reputations and marriage prospects. They just wanted to take their daughters back to the village and marry them off. They had made up their minds. It's very sad. Your actions led to a profound impact. You are now known as Women's Secretary. Massive respect. There was a couple that belonged to two very distinct castes. They got into a relationship and promised to marry each other. They were happy and all was well. The girl fell into trouble and reached out to many people for help. Someone told her to go to Delhi and meet Geeta. Without even informing me, she traveled all the way to Delhi. She kept calling me and told me it's urgent. When she told me she was in Delhi, I went to meet her. I was meeting her for the first time. She then narrated her story to me. The woman told me that since she and her boyfriend had decided to marry, she agreed to have a physical relation with him. However, when she found she was pregnant and asked her boyfriend to marry her, he ditched her and disappeared. The woman was worried. When I found that she was pregnant, I knew it was not going to be easy. When I asked her if her family knew about it, she said nobody knew. I told her that instead of coming all the way to here, she could have gone to the association nearby. She said that she had hated the associations as they kept blaming her. I understood the situation. The woman told me to help her bring her boyfriend back. I agreed and I told her I will try with the details she provides. I told her to go back to her mother and tell her everything. She was scared. I told her nobody will help her and she must go back to her mother. I said that her mother would be angry, beat her, but in a few days she will forget and forgive. After that, she may help her or throw her out. We will think about that later, but she should try to be confident. Being scared is not going to help. Confidence is important. When she asked if she was wrong, I told her that she was not entirely wrong, but slowly explained her mistake. I didn't want to be negative towards her immediately. I wanted to encourage her. First step was to give her the confidence and think about the future later. When later the woman told me that on returning, her mother or family beat her badly, I told her to keep calm. She later decided to not abort the baby. She wanted to continue with the pregnancy and asked for my opinion. I said okay. I advised her that for a better future, she should get a job and earn. That will relieve her stress. She agreed and after searching found a job. The pay was less but her consistency, she's paid well now. Her kid is 5 years old. The woman takes good care of the child. Whenever any association blames her, I talk to them and explain that nobody is perfect and everyone does make a mistake. Guiding them helps them become better. Association have understood that instead of being negative or criticizing, they should treat her with love. The woman is independent. I'm not here to comment on her mistake but want to give her independence and confidence. I'm happy she's doing well. The kid is grown up and she is not married. There are two key points in the story that she narrated. First is confidence and another is patience. You don't need to think how long to wait. It can be a month, 2 months or longer. Important is to have patience and you will succeed. Confidence and patience are important. Inspiring story. A woman's mother passed away and later even her father passed away. The woman was not happy. She was stressed and depressed. She messaged me informing me that she is going to end her life. I stopped her. I called her to meet me as I wanted to know more. When she came, I calmed her down. She told me she was an orphan and nobody helped her. After a while, when she again said she wanted to die, I told her that dying was not the solution. I told her to be strong, learn, and if she didn't have money to continue her studies, I offered to pay her. I told her studying well would lead to better jobs, but she chose small jobs instead. When she stayed with me for a long time, I shouted at her mistakes, corrected her, and gradually she learned. She kept changing jobs and eventually got job as a bank manager. And she's independent. How long did the girl who became the bank manager stay at your place? 1 month, 2 months, right? No, for 4 years. Oh, amazing. I could have let her stay longer. But since she had a good job, I wanted her to be independent. I kept a watch on her whenever she faced a problem. I helped her. She is living an independent life. She stayed with me for 4 years. Wonderful. Usually people help their blood relatives and not strangers. But you helped everyone. Truly amazing. A boyfriend asked his girlfriend to record herself nude, and she agreed, trusting him after dating for a while. The boy saved the video and later broke up with her. When the girl said that she will complain about him, he blackmailed her with the nude pics. The girl was scared. Before the incident, everyone knew the girl was outgoing and active. Later, she stopped meeting her friend who kept calling her. Her friend didn't know about her whereabouts or if she was married or they hadn't met in years. She searched for her and eventually found her at her home. The friend was shocked to see that the girl was not talkative as earlier, stayed in the dark room, and despite her asking, she was scared to say anything. After repeatedly asking, she said that she feared the nude photos would shame her family. The friend was shocked to know all this and then narrated the incident to me via a video call. I thought about it and advised her to get her friend's boyfriend's number and name. I wanted to talk to the boy on video call and ask him what the matter was. The girl got the number and gave it to me. I asked her not to warn him but to just make him talk to me. We got in touch with the boy and spoke to him face to face or on a video call. I don't remember. When we spoke and brought up the issue, the boy got angry. But we told him that the girl loved him and that he should not have backstabbed her. Later, the boy realized and accepted his mistake. The girl quietly suffered for 7 years. 7 years! She didn't even get married. The boy felt guilty and decided to get back with her. When I asked if he was certain, he said he was. I'm not sure if they are married or dating still, but all is well now. Wonderful. There was a married couple. The wife was upset as he was a constant fibber. When she told her parents that she was unhappy and regretted the marriage, they insisted she endure it since she was from the same status and community. She gave up as her parents did not listen to her. She then went for a training. There she gained confidence and asked for help. People then contacted me. They asked for my help as the husband was not good. However, before doing anything, I needed to know the full story. I asked the woman what the problem was and she simply said, "He's not good." And I asked if there's anything wrong with him. Why leave? She said, "I don't like him. But if he would have been abusive, I would have supported her. But if you regret getting married to him, you can guide him for your marriage to be successful." But she was adamant on asking what she wants to do next. She said she had a plan ready but wanted my advice. She said she planned to run away with her wedding jewelry and asked for my help if anything went wrong. I refused to help and told her to be honest with her parents, husband, and everyone. After that, they would help her. I said running away is wrong. Why do you want to trouble them like that? This is wrong. She said her parents were hard to convince, but I urged her to be brave and talk to them. I told her it will take time to convince them. If communication is difficult, get an interpreter. I told her to be brave and honest, tell the family everything. I told her to share her feelings about suicide as well. Eventually, she told her parents, but they started beating her. When she came to me, I told her it's okay and to be patient. I explained nothing happens in a day, it takes time. She panicked when her parents forced her to stay at home. I told her to be patient and explained her how to convince them. She called every night. I advised her to be patient and how to tackle it. I guided her on how to talk to her parents. Her mother agreed but left the decision to her father. Her father too finally agreed, but her brother was a very difficult person. When she tried to speak with her brother was very upset. She gave up on her brother and spoke to her husband and mother in law. They agreed. They discussed about the dowry paid and sorted it out, but the brother was still not happy with it. I told her to focus on her studies and let things be. Eventually, her brother accepted her back into the family. She was shocked. It took 2 years, but in the end, the problem was resolved. If she ran away, it would have created so many problems. That's why I counseled her. Now it's resolved. It took 2 years, but all is well. Wow, very good. In an emergency, a woman gave birth at the hospital. She told her friend to call me for help. I realized that this woman hated the Deaf Association and me. I decided not to help, but I wasn't very comfortable. When I asked around, I found that she was all alone. What about her family? She had no one. All alone. Oh my. She had two male friends with her, but she wanted a woman. After a while, the two men left and she was all alone. She pleaded for my help. After a lot of thinking, I realized that it is important to stop her suffering. It's okay if she hated me. I visited the hospital at night. She had a beautiful baby. The woman was stressed and thanked me for coming. I told her to focus on being happy for her baby. She asked for a place to stay and care for her baby. I made a few calls, and the next day she moved. Now she's happy. People typically don't help those who hate them. Instead, they help those who like them and speak well of them. No, it is our duty to help regardless of whether they like us or not. A huge applause to you. Thank you. All that you said was very exciting. How did you manage helping the deaf, your family, your job? Did you face any problems? There were occasional problems, but overall it was fine. I learned from my mother in law. She was a strong lady and knew how to manage her time. No matter what the task was, she could do it. I noticed that there was nothing she couldn't do. I realized that only when my house runs smoothly, I can truly help others. Hmm. If my house is in a mess, everything else will be a mess. First step is to properly manage my house. Once I resolve the problems in my house, I can replicate the same for others. It is my responsibility to first look after my family, and after that at night after 10:30 and 11 p.m. I chatted with the deaf to solve their problems. First I fulfill my responsibility towards my family. What about your job? I had a government job. I could manage my schedule well, as since childhood I have been busy from morning to night. My past sufferings and experiences help me manage my government job and everything else. What is your vision? I want deaf to themselves set up businesses. I want deaf to be independent and not depend on any hearing person. While many hearing individuals start their own businesses, few deaf do the same. My dream is to see deaf set up their own businesses. My other dream is to see deaf protect themselves, be independent, stay informed, and be aware of the laws, etc. Being ignorant and asking for help is not right. With knowledge, they can be independent and communicate on their own without relying on others. If they know the laws, they will be stronger. That's my dream. Wonderful. What message would you like to give to our viewers? I want everyone to be respected. Respect towards both men and women is important. The concept of equality is not for home. It is for the government to give us equality in employment, education, etc. Respect is subjective. A woman should respect what a man wishes. Similarly, the man should respect the woman's wishes. Mutual respect makes life harmonious. Relationships grow stronger and healthier with respect. Remember, other point is whenever you meet another deaf person, advise them to study. There are many deaf who are unaware of options and study only up to class 10. Advise them to complete their graduation. Help them if they find it difficult and give them the vision which will make them happy in future. Don't neglect thinking it's their problem. We all are deaf. Help each other. Whether it is your friend or a stranger, deaf person whom you have met, helping succeed is important. Deaf community is very small. If there is love, you will be happy at home and healthy as well. Your stories are truly inspirational. I salute Geeta for her amazing work. I think you all should help others irrespective of whether they are good or bad. When you help someone, it brings them happiness and well being, and you too feel a sense of satisfaction. Despite knowing if you don't help others, you yourself will not be at peace. So, for your peace of mind, help others. It will also help deaf progress like hearing people. This interview is over, but hold on. Keep watching ISH News for the fourth role model interview.